Today I'm going to be working on the fuel system for my Mustang. I got the fuel tank out, and I've got a new sending unit to put in it, since this was the one that was in there. It's pretty nasty. So I got a new stainless steel one, and new seals and everything, so I will be putting that in. And I'm also going to work on the filler tube, and I'll explain what I've done and what I'm going to do. So this is a 1970 gas tank out of a 70 Mustang, and all these gas tanks from 64 to 70 will interchange. You can put them in any car, but the difference is the capacity. So the original 64 to 68 were 16 gallon, and the top of the tank was flush with the flange here. In 69 they changed to a 20 gallon, which comes up a little bit. And then in 70s they got the 22 gallon, which is what this one is. So the only difference, as you can see, is this comes up way over the flange. So the larger tank is a cool little modification you can do, so you can increase your fuel capacity and increase your driving range. The only thing you gotta do is change the sending unit to whatever tank you have so that your fuel gauge will read correctly. And you also need to modify your filler neck. Now for 65 cars they actually do make a filler neck that bolts into the 65 and will go right into the 70 gas tank. But if you have a 67, I think you have to modify your own. On my car I decided to get rid of the gas cap on the taillight panel and just smooth it in. So my fuel filler is now in the trunk. So what I did is I cut this filler tube and kind of angled it and twisted it so that you fill the gas right next to the trunk latch. So what I'm going to have to do, so that I don't get fuel fumes in my trunk, is I'm going to modify the gas cap so that it won't vent anymore. And then I'm going to cut a hole and weld a bung into this filler, and I'll have an external vent running to the outside of the car. So today I'm going to start on this. Let's clean it up a little bit, probably put another bead of weld across it because these don't look too great. I did this quite a while ago. So I'm going to clean this up, make it look pretty, and maybe weld in a bung for the vents. But first I'm going to clean out this tank and probably put the sending unit in it. So I'm going to clean out this tank and then I will show installing the sending unit. Got my strip awl here. We're going to pull the plug. When you're using Teflon tape, you put it on like this, and then you're wrapping it. When you cut it off there, the piece will be sticking out like this, so that when you go to tighten it, it won't try and flip up and rip all your tape off. Now we're going to be installing a new sending unit. This is a new stainless steel one. Comes with the sock filter and a new seal and a new lock ring. This one, I made sure I got the one with the brass float because I hate plastic things. Now when you put these in, you want to make sure you put them in the right way. It goes in like so, and you want the inlet with your filter on there to be in this little indentation here on the inside. So we're going to put the new seal on, and this is not going to happen one-handed, but we'll try. Just kidding, it will happen one-handed. It's got locating tabs. Okay, I got the sender in there. Just had to bend that tab out a tiny bit. Now your lock ring goes on, and you can see it's got a bit of an angle to it. So as it goes down, as you twist it, it goes down and pushes. So I'm going to grab some pliers and just turn these little tabs here until it locks in. There's little stops on the ends there. Okay, so we cleaned out the tank, rinsed it out, got the drain plug in there with some new Teflon on it so it won't leak, and got our new sending unit in there. So now on to the filler tube. Okay, here's the filler tube. Like I said, I put this thing together quite a while ago. I want to say a few years ago. I probably didn't know how to weld very well back then. This thing does have some sealer on it, which is gas proof, but I just want to clean it up and make it pretty. So we're going to wire wheel this, hit it with a sanding disc, and go from there. Maybe do a little welding. Here's the bench grinder I built. I got tired of my junk Chinese one. It's got a Trumbull electric switch, Miller's Falls grinding arbor, and a 1/3 horsepower electric motor. This was built by Packard Electric Division of General Motors Corporation, and it was built January of 1954. Built the frame just out of some angle iron. Works really well. So it cleaned up pretty good on the wire wheel, but you can see the welds are still kind of ugly looking. So we're going to put it in the vise and hit it with a sanding disc. Canadia. Okay, got it ground all the way around. I was a poet and I didn't even know it. You can see there's some areas there's not really enough weld, so I might go back and weld it a little bit more. This was already there. This was one of the kinks in it when they bent it originally. So, looks a lot better than it did. So that's that. I'm going to show how to test this for leaks real quick. And all you need is some water and a hand. So the main goal is to make a huge mess. Make sure you don't do this outside. So you just hold the end, fill it up with water, and if your hose doesn't leak like mine does, you'll be able to see where it's leaking out of your welds. So definitely gonna put another pass on this and fill in all these little pinholes. So that's how to test for leaks.